Welcome back to the first full week on the van build. Last week we just took the floor and the wall wood out. This week hopefully we're going to have the new floor in, ready to go, and then we'll be moving on to the walls and the windows. Treated all the rest I can for now. So we're going to take the bulkhead out and open it up and see what's under the floor under there. That way we can size up our new floor and get that ordered and hopefully our aim is still have it in by the end of next week.
Hey guys, it is day 2 of our second week working on the van. Yesterday I did not do much, I really wasn't feeling it, but Shaun came out and cleaned the floor and did a little bit more of the rest spots, and he took out the bulkhead, which I'll show you after, which is the piece that separates the cab from the rest of the van. Today, as you can see outside, it is so beautiful. It's so sunny and it's so warm. So Shaun is taking the opportunity to do some of the outside work that you can't do when it's raining. And then I'm going to keep grinding the rest down in here. So that's where we're going from there. And then hopefully soon we'll be able to move on to something a little bit more exciting. This is what it looks like now that Shaun has removed the bulkhead. So if you remember before, there was a big piece of metal that ran all the way down and it divided the cab from the rest of the van. So now it's open and those are the seats just right there, as you can see. I was in a really good rust flow, but I have to stop because... Hey, Shaun.
Yeah.
Show them your psycho mask. Burner, burner, burner. So right now Shaun is trying to get the rust off these really high spots, and he doesn't want the metal dust falling in his mouth and nose and eyes. So he's fully equipped. I have something to say without my mask and glasses on. For anyone who knows us from Disney Cruise Line, especially the technicians, I'm suffocating myself with this thing. Especially the technicians, there's a big joke that I'm an honorary technician because I hang out with all the techs. If I do not get my official badge after this van is finished being built, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm officially a technician, or at least a laborer. That's all I have to say. Hi guys. Shaun's been working on the van all morning. Ooh, it's freaking windy. Let's go see how he's doing. Hi.
Yo.
How's it going?
It's going.
I can't really see you. There we go, now I can see you.
It's going well.
What you doing?
Just finished grinding the wheel arches.
So what we're doing now is we believe that we have finished rest proofing the van. So we are going to empty it and take all of our stuff out, give it a good sweep, and then go through meticulously and make sure we haven't missed any bits. And if we haven't, then we're good to just let everything dry and move on to something more interesting. Right, Shaun?
Sound deadening.
Woo! If you can hear me through Shaun's clattering. But I came to grab the broom right now to sweep the rest of the van, and Shaun said, wait, I will sweep, you vlog. I want it to look like I do all the work. Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day, Cinderella. This morning, Shaun noticed that the sealant along this wheel cap here was really not doing well and had some rust and kind of looked like it was falling apart. So what he did was he removed all of the sealant that was previously there, and then he added his own. And then as you can see, these are the big chunks to keep it together. And then he continued to rust proof down here. We're going to give a very deep clean just to that stuff to make sure we get all the dirt and the major gunk off, because next thing we're going to do is add our soundproofing. It arrived today in this box behind me. It arrived in the mail. What the soundproofing does is it does help a little bit to minimize sound from the outside, but that is not its main purpose. Its main purpose is hear that echoiness. So when we get that soundproofing out, it'll deaden that sound a little bit, which will help and just make everything feel a little bit less like a metal box. So those are the next steps.
We're using Dodo Dead Mat. We decided to buy it in rolls rather than pre-cut sheets because it's way cheaper. Show me some squats.
With my socks on?
Yeah. So I've already fitted a few, and you can almost hear the difference. So it just takes that ring out of it. So the back is super thick. So how we do it, just peel a little bit off. Hold it up, make sure it's gonna fit. Roll the top on.
Hi friends, it's a new day. I am here on the top of our van. We just finished measuring the length of the roof, which was about 413.6 centimeters, and that is going to be for a possible roof rack, the solar panels, any of that stuff that might go up on the roof. It's just good to have that information. Last night we finished sound deadening the inside. The only thing we have left to do is the roof, which we're actually not 100% sure if we are going to do the roof. We have to do a bit more research on whether that is necessary or not. This morning Shaun filled out, oh no, it's starting to rain! This morning Shaun filled out all the rest of the holes that were on the floor, so we're letting that dry right now, so we're staying out of the van. What else? Oh, this morning he also took the radio. We bought a new radio and a reversing camera not long ago for Nemo, and because we bought it right before our trip, which ended up only being like 7 days, Shaun is going to take them out and put them into this new van so that we get our money's worth. So that's what he did this morning. He took the radio out and put the original radio from Nemo back in so that it's not missing a radio, obviously. The next big thing that we have to do finally is we get to put in the floor. So there's a lot of steps before putting in what the final floor will look like, obviously. So we're gonna have to go buy some of those products today so that we can keep going. That's gonna include insulation as well as the planks of wood that the insulation goes in between as the base of our floor above the metal of the van.
We haven't died yet.
Taking her out for the first time. We are at Wix now, and we are going to get insulation and wood to build the floors. Shaun just drove the van for the first time. He did so good. It was a little scary, but he did a good job. Right?
Let's go.
Drove the van for the first time. What's important to note, especially for you non-UK citizens watching, the roads in the UK are freaking small. There's a lot of hills. Cars are parked everywhere, wherever they want, in any direction, and there's like 1,000 roundabouts. So though you're used to it, I was very proud that we managed in such a big vehicle. A funny thing to note, Shaun's cat recently in the last 2 weeks had surgery on his neck. He's doing fine now, but they had to shave all of his hair, and he has a really big scar on the back of his neck that has to stay exposed because it has to breathe properly, but because of that he can't go outside. So we've been trying to let him outside from time to time and watching him, but he's really stealthy and he disappears. So our van build has been very often interspersed with cat searches. And then when we find him, we run after him and we pick him up and he's like, meow, no, and then we bring him into the house. So that has been a nice variation to the van build. We just got back from Wix, so what we are doing right now is we are taking these 4 planks of wood that we just bought and we are drilling them together very temporarily because we saved the template from what was in the van before so that we would have a clear indication of the shapes and the different sizes that are in the van on the floor. So we are going to take the template and we are going to put it over this spot here so that we can trace it out, so that then when we take them apart, we know which bits and pieces go where, so that we don't have to play jigsaw once we're already in the van. Hopefully it works. So now, as you can see, we have taken the 4 pieces of wood apart and we have a basic trace of the layout of the floor that Shaun did here. I actually laid on the floor to make sure it was nice and flat so that it was the proper thing while he was tracing it. So now we are going to cut that and hope to God that it works, because if not, we have to buy all new wood.
And if you look over here, we cut 2 bits out yesterday. It was getting a bit dark, so we didn't do it all because we couldn't see what we were doing. So today we're going to finish that, get that in, make sure it all fits, then take it out again to put our floor battens in. Probably only get as far as laying the floor roughly in today. The windows are supposed to be here. They've gone missing. Because today would have been a good day to cut some windows in because it's nice weather. But must wait and see where they are.
That is where we are going to leave it for this vlog this week. As you can see, we just got the floor in. We have to take it all out, everything, to paint it and put stuff underneath, insulation and wood treated beams. But we just wanted to make sure that we had the proper template and that everything fit before we did all of that. So that's where we're going to leave it for now. Next week, we have a couple of things that we can do. It kind of just depends on what comes in first of the stuff that we've ordered online. Some of the things we can do is we could do the wall insulation, we could start putting in the windows, we could do our first fix for the electrics, or we could, what was the last thing?
Floor. Oh
yeah, and just continue the floor. So that's where we're gonna leave it, and thanks for watching. See you guys next week. Oh, and one more thing. Last week when I was talking about the names for the van, Shaun pointed out kind of fairly that I was really gunning for Evie, and I kind of made her sound like our #1 choice without even saying what Shaun's #1 choice was. So Shaun is gunning for Snoopy. So now that you have both options, please let us know in the comments below. Shaun wanted to recount Evie or Snoopy. Let us know.